Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nasha and we are playing KSP 1.41. So today we're gonna take this rover lander here, we're gonna launch it all the way to the moon surface where we will try to rescue our pilot Shepbrett because of mysterious reasons he is now on the surface of the moon, so we have to save him. Before we do that, I just want to share some tips that my dear viewer Drailush wrote to me last, and it actually is a really decent tricks here. So let's first fill up our monopropellants here. Of course it's monopropellant, even actually the kerbals inside the pods also have a weight. I think it's 75 kilos, but if we empty, we can look here at our top part, the rover lander. For current moment it has 3154 delta V, but if I go over here and empty it out, as we don't have any monoprocess on our ship, it really matters also on bigger pods. We have gained, yeah, I forgot what the number was, but it's better now because it's 3201. So we saved some delta V for that. Was just dead weight for us because we didn't have any thrusters on this vehicle or lander. Another tip that can be very helpful is, if you also from trailer here, is if you place a docking port on top of your rover-like vehicle, it will not become confused, because if you have the for example, you place your probe in this direction, so when it's traveling over the moon like this, it will be very confused because it's in this direction. So by adding a docking port on top of your vehicle, you make things easier for yourself, because then you can right click here, control from here, and your nav will not be confused because it's not upside down or something like that. So cool. So this rocket is more or less done. I don't like to have it in that direction, so let's see if we can fix that. Cool. So let's build a fairing. I want it to be fairly arrow shaped, so we will not create a lot of drag here. So cool, so everything is done with this launcher. If you do it like this, a very simple launcher with just two stations for the low carbon orbit part, and then we have a transfer part with around 1000 delta V, so that will be able to transfer us from low carbon orbit all the way to the moon orbit. So yeah, so let's fly this one. I will fly this ship in super speed because I've done it so many times and you guys have seen it so many times, but I kind of like to have a short minutes video where we just see our rocket making its way all the way to low carbon orbits. A tip here, I tilted too soon. I was zoning out and just controlling the ship. Sometimes I really have to concentrate on what you're doing here, but I don't think it will present any problems for our rocket to reach orbit. I think we have about 200 delta V to spare, so yeah, I haven't wasted someone going having too steep angle too soon. Yeah, so of course this rocket turns very slow. I could add a reaction wheel, but I didn't want to add that cost because it can turn, but it just takes a lot of time. So a small trick I use is go all the way to the maneuver, and then we will just time warp until we need to do our correction. So because when you're time warping, it will stay in place. It will stay in the maneuver until we need to do it. So that is a trick if you have a very heavy rocket and it's spinning out of control. Just point in the right direction and start time warping. Okay, so we have a good low orbit here. We still have the 200 delta V, but I to spare, but I will not use it for our transfer to the moon part here. So we will just stage that one, and then we'll stage deploy our fairing. The fairing was almost overheating, but I went into a quite steep angle because I could keep control of it, but it didn't explode, so it wasn't a big problem for us. Okay, so let's see here. So what we want to do now is plot our course to the moon. In case someone is watching this, I will just show how you find the moon things here. We have the moon over here. It's traveling in that direction. So what we want to do, we want to be about 90 degrees ahead of it, and we will catch it. As you can see here. So yeah, it's fairly simply when we just place your highest point around 90 degrees ahead of the moon, and it will work. So let's see if we can dial in a very good one. We have a moon. So let's see. 47,000 meters is a good goal. We will ask for that sooner. Okay. Yes, I've done this a lot of times, so I didn't want to. Okay, so I don't believe for a second that we only need 15 seconds burn for going burning 854 delta V. So let's go into maneuver. Wait, before our electricity gets out, get down, let's get our extend our solar panels. So yeah, we get some use back here. We have quite big batteries here, but we don't want to forget about it. It would be a disaster if we went out of energy while we was orbiting for the moon. Okay, yeah, now I got distracted by that. So let's go into our maneuver and we'll do a burst so we can get a new estimate burn that is actually better estimated. Okay, let's. Oh yeah, I can stage for the map mode. I wish you could do that. It would be save some time. Okay, let's throttle them. And then we'll just do a full burst. So 36 seconds, I think that is a more reasonable number. So 23 seconds before the maneuver node and 23 seconds after the maneuver node, and we'll be end up at moon here. So we can time warp all the way here. So let's slow our roll a bit here. Okay, let's get rid of this. I think you can do the last part here. So we have the lowest point around 72,000 meters. I'm not sure why it is. Okay, it is stabilized there. It was moving there. It was really weird. So, okay, let's get our engines so we can do some fine adjustment. I want to be around 30,000 meters over the moon because I want to create a 20,000 meters orbit. So let's go really small, 3.5%. Let's click on that. Let's see if I can click on the right number. We will go slowly until we hit 40,000. And that's good enough for me. So cool. So all we have to do now is go over there. Yes, I forgot to add lights to my pod here. I really like to add the lights because sometimes it can be really hard to see what's happening on the screen if I don't have lights on my pod. But yeah, we have to manage without, so hopefully video compression will not kill all the detail for us. We have a very interesting curve here. We kind of go with a spiral. The moon is starting to arrive here. As we still have 302 delta V. I will use some of it to stage for us. Yes. So let's see how we ended up. It seems like we ended up more or less over Shepbrett here. Okay, it kind of looks like the orbit was stabilizing. It looked like it went in a spiral there. So let's first go here. So add a maneuver. I'm just curious how much we can do with this. Minus 302. I think actually we can get yes, we can get an orbit with this. So if I go wrong way, if I go a little bit positive here. So yeah, this can actually work that we get a free orbit here, and then we'll adjust our orbit so we can go perfectly over Shepbrett. But let's just get the orbit because it's free for us. Okay, let's get rid of this. I want to do this manually. So let's warp 8 minutes. Okay, so we can see here the time. Okay, that was a little bit badly planning there. I want to start going retrograde on top of the Parapets because that is the more effective way to get a good orbit around here, because we need to brake here so our speed gets low enough to us be catched by here. So let's start. Oh, mistake. Frost. Okay, there we go. Okay, that was that could be a disaster, but it's not that hard. So yeah, now we have a speed slow enough, so the gravity is stronger than our momentum going into around. Yeah, so we got catched by a moon here. Exactly what we wanted. It's a really weird angle here, so let's check it here. That's why I wanted to orbit around 30,000 meters, but for the reason that I want the 20,001, because we will use some of this doing this. Okay, cool. So what we want to do is go all the way around and adjust that number a bit. How much delta V do we have left? We can burn for 1 second. Yeah, I think it will be enough. Let's go up here, because I want to lower this one. It kind of looks like we are lucky, because here we have Shepbrett, so it will be a very small adjustment for us to go over there, and I didn't have to use my rover for doing it. So yeah. Okay, so 1 minute to the lowest point. Because if you do it at the lowest point, it means that you're not doing too much here, but I will just go a little bit here. And then let's go here. I think I will be fine with this adjustment here. I just want to use my 23 delta V in a good manner to be have some economical things there, so let's go here. Okay, we still have 18. I'm really regret that I forgot lights on my pod, because you will not see it. So yeah, we have a very good orbit here. So let's get rid of our transfer part. We don't need it any longer. So, oh, I should probably went over the station here. So let's just do it like that. Cool. And this is the reason why I wanted lights on my pod. Look here, you can probably not see the surface, but you can see this. Yeah, it's camouflaged here. I wish we could make it pink or something. Okay, so let's concentrate on saving Shepbrett here. I think I will do the adjustment here. Yeah, let's make it very efficient here. So we have Shepbrett here. So if I make an inclination change I want to do it here, I think. So let's set Shepbrett as target. And let's go no more. Wrong way. A small adjustment around 33 delta V. Let's warp here so we can see closer, because then I can zoom in here so that we can find adjustment even more. I think that looks fairly fine, so let's go. Okay, that looks really good, I think. We can adjust more for it more later. So let's go around the planet. When I was doing the simulation, I was just winging everything, but I will try to plan things a little bit more. So we have just a second burn in the maneuver, so let's point into the maneuver. So while we are time warping, it means that it will stay, our ship will stay in the right direction. The thing is, the closer you are to a surface of a celestial body, means that you can't time warp as fast. So if I went farther away from the moon, I can time warp a lot faster. But so this is the fastest speed here. It's a little bit slow, but it should work fine. It just takes time. Okay, so 1 minute. Yeah, we need to be really close. Because we have just a second burn. I will not make a second burn. I will do it manually slow here. The maneuver node was just to give me an idea how much power I need, so I will not make any mistake. So while I'm making this manually here, so yeah, in 20 seconds, about 20 seconds, we will need to go. Oh, we haven't staged. So let's stage. So let's start adjusting. That should be fairly over it, I think. It's really hard to see from the map mode here. Also, Draylo gave me another tip here. I was more or less just winging it when I was doing my simulation, but he has a really neat trick here that he was making, that you place your 1/3 when you do the landing here, which if we put down the lowest point, that 1/3 should be behind our target and 2/3 ahead of our target, and then we can just make inclination changes between those, and then you do it over and over again until you get a really good landing. So I'm gonna try that method. I like that one. It doesn't include more math than thirds and so on, so I think I will manage. So let's see here. I want to go here, and then I will start adjust it like he said there. And then I will do a final adjustment. We are 23,000 meters above it. We're traveling 0.5 kilometers per second, so it's going very fast here. So if we just go retrograde until that, what he said. So a little bit more, a little bit. So we will just go retrograde here until, yeah, so a little bit more like that. And then we will do some adjustment here for our course. Let's see. That's the way we are pointing. So let's go here. We didn't lose a lot of speed here, so we have to think about that. Let's see. But we are losing altitude slowly here, so that's good. So I think the inclination is fairly good. If we can, we want to look at these lines here, and they kind of line up there. If we do a imaginary line between them, maybe a notch in that direction. So now we can see our target, I think. I think I made these adjustments way too early. I should probably wait it with that one. So let's make a inclination change here so we are more lining up there. I think that should do it. A little bit more if we look at cross and the target here. Let's do a burst. So we are just going sideways here. Okay, so that changed my inclination just by doing that thing there. So yeah, I probably shouldn't do any more changes because otherwise we will land over here. But I really need to kill my speed here later, so this will go very slowly. I will try this method. I probably executed it a little bit bad, but it's the first time I try it. It makes sense though. It kind of makes sense. So what do we want to wait again until we are a third from, a third here, so 2/3 in front of our target and 1/3 behind. So I will not make any changes yet. I'm just gonna have to keep track of our altitude. It's not that bad. We are still 20 meters above. We are traveling around lower than 0.5 kilometer per hour, so we have lost speed here, but we are going down, so we gain speed a little bit by going down because the gravity is pulling us, I think. So yeah, it's not a good plan to do any changes yet, because I would say that we are almost 25% overshooting there, and we want that to go to 35%, 30%, 33% overshooting. I like percentages very much. I always simplify my life with that. So it's not the target doesn't look that bad. We are more or less in the right inclination here, so we are traveling towards it rightly in the air. So let's wait, and we still have 17,000 meters. I will not get stressed out until we get under to 10,000 meters. But we are traveling very fast here. And so let's keep track of it. I think we are closing into that, so we can make a small adjustment. At the moment, I think we're gonna crash right into a Shepbrett. But I need to kill that speed, but if I kill the speed completely, we will just fall down. But I kinda want to do that. But it's working really well. I think we are lining up here. I'm just doing some small adjustments. Okay, now now I'm right at the top of him. Okay. I think I get stressed. So I made these adjustments too early, way too early. So what we want, I think I want to kill my speed. Just for safety, so we don't crash. I'm killing my speed now. Just because I don't want to crash. We're really close. Hopefully, I think I can make the break here. Okay, yeah. I took control of it, but I think we can fly a bit towards him. Yes, I think I went too early. That was my problem there. But I think it works if you plan it a little bit better. I think I freak out too easy. That's the thing. That's the big problem. I freaked out. I don't want to land in a crater. So let's get away here. I don't want to go with the crater, so let's do it like that. That's why we have such a powerful engine here. So let's see what I've created. Okay, I've done that anyway, so yep, I think we can. Let's go retrograde. We land closer to him too. Currently we are going up for 8,000 meters here, so that's why our ass is pointing upwards to the stars. So yeah, we will go down later. So I'm thinking we can make this work. After all, I designed this rover lander has so much delta V, so we can. This was supposed was why I had so many delta V, so I can. Many delta V. I think that's not correct grammar. Okay, so we are soon at our highest point, so we will start going down. Yes, we are starting to go down. And Shepbrett is over here, so why not we can adjust our inclination a bit. So we end up closer to him. So yeah. Let's make another jump. Yes, that was. I was just winging it there. If we keep in that direction, as long as we can handle all the horizontal speed I've created by doing these jumps, we will more or less land on top of him. But at least we're not flying very fast here. But that's more or less on top of him. Slow our roll a bit. So that's the target, and here we have it. But we're gonna rescue one kerbal more, so we will get another chance to try out this method. I think it will work if I wouldn't freak out so much about the speed and things. Let's go like this. So I'm pushing my retrograde into the target. Let's see. That was a little bit too much. Let's go push it inside again. We are going there slowly. Oh, this is taking a lot of concentration. It's important to remember the speed too. Yeah, let's go with surface speed, so I don't get confused. Okay, let's see. Target here, so I need to go in this direction to get closer. So let's get another jump here. That should do it. Yes, now I'm overshooting him a bit so I can land on top of him. Let's go back to retrograde. Our highest point is just 7,000 meters and we're about to reach it. So now I will land more or less on top of him. Okay, we're going down. Okay, let's adjust. So we get our retrograde matching up with his target here, because it's more or less down there now. Yeah, I remember this crater here, so I will try to stay away from that. Okay, that was a little bit too much. I don't want to land in the crater. I can see if there's the crater there, but definitely that will just make things. Okay. So the crater is over there, so we want to go in this direction a bit. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't want to land in this crater here, so I'd rather land in that direction. I think we go now. Okay, I'm gaining speed here, so it's really hard to keep track of direction here, but I think I'm going out in the crater now. So we'll wing it in this direction. So there's, yeah, there is our retrograde. We want it to be above there, so we don't land in the crater. And that's good. We wanted to overshoot him a bit, so we don't land in the crater. That's really strong engines. I went up there for a small while. I think we are more or less going down here. So this is good. And we have the ridge of the crater there, if you can see it with all the band video compression here. So let's go retrograde. Slow my roll a bit. If I had made a better approach to this, I wouldn't have to fly around like I've done here. But I think this is a good landing. It's a little bit, yeah, because we have the crater there. I don't, yeah, I said the crater, yeah, it's squaring me. Yeah, this landing will go fine, so let's start. We don't have any horizontal speed, so let's go radial out. Also, a tip from trailer here, so otherwise it will wobble a bit because the direction every time I thrust my engines, direction will be a little bit off, and that will make the whole thing wobble. So by going radial out here, I can make a smooth landing. Did I go up here while I was talking? Yeah, probably. Okay, I'm close enough now to manually fly this bit. Yeah, I will drive the last part here because it's easier. I didn't land in the crater. I'm glad for that. Oh, my singing voice. It's the reason why I'm not singing, because I can't. Or I can, but people will suffer. Okay, so let's go radial out. We have a still very low horizontal speed here, so it will raise my horizontal speed a bit, but it doesn't wobble around. So that is the good news. So we're going slowly to the surface here. It looks, maybe we will get daytime here so we can see what we are doing on the surface here. I didn't, it was such a mistake to forget. Yes, I'm really jumping between subjects here. Yeah, this was really fun though. 100 meters, I'm fine with that. I'm definitely fine with that. I will be fine with 2 kilometers, but that's why I designed these rover landers. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, Drader told me also, the good thing to have landing lines is that it helps you to see how close you are at the surface while it's dark.